Let's get going. All right, on the Merry Men side, we've got a Squid Halbert died, captained by Zill. We've got it with a Mine Launcher Carronade Banshee. On the Sliced Bread, we've got it piloted by Mr. Lambert. We've got a Gat Mortar side, and on both sides actually, and a Artemis front. On the Sky Invading Rhinos, piloted by one Sols. We've got the Lud. It's got double Artemis one side, Gat Mortar on the other, and the Flare in the front. And on the Pow Big Mama, which I personally love as a ship name, we've got S. Eve captaining a galleon with a Hwacha carronade on one side and double Hwacha on the other, with a Gat up front and a mortar coming up from behind. So there's a squid.
Yep, it's a squid, all right.
We don't really see squids.
Don't readjust your sets, folks. That is indeed a squid, and it's got, of course, the legendary Rear Admiral Zill piloting it. However, we died. So we'll see if he did, in fact, die, or if he does, in fact, succeed.
Yeah, it's quite interesting.
I think a carronade squid could take down a galleon, provided you fly it perfectly and
well, Zill,
hover just above.
Yeah, Zill's one of those guys who can pull that sort of stuff off.
Well, I know you might be slightly biased there.
I mean,
but,
look,
I
might be slightly biased in the terms of that I'm on that team, but I don't think there's anybody who will tell you that Zill can't fly a squid.
Yeah, I don't think there will be, to be honest.
All right, so we're getting this little bit of a dance of ships going around, positioning themselves in places that they want to be. You don't quite often see these two spots taken up, however. You'll usually see the blue team more to the right than they are right now, and the red team more to the left. Like, it's kind of like they swapped side positions.
Yeah, I often the blue team tend to kind of camp at that canyon entrance a bit. Red team either like go through the canyon ampus, go around, or just ramp it like the Wolfpack, who we'll be saying later on tonight, by the way.
Absolutely. Yeah, so you'll often see red team maybe try to go through this little narrow area all the way on the right side to try to sneak up on their blue from behind. And in this case, actually, going that direction may not have been the worst, but that's not what they're really doing. They are using this canyon. It's kind of like holding true to the map name, right? It's like they're waiting in the canyons and they're waiting to ambush.
They're waiting for an ambush, indeed. Well, I think both teams kind of have an idea of where they want the engagement to happen, but it's just going to be a case of who gets bored first and thinks, okay, let's go in.
Yeah, I mean, it's really funny because these two teams are actually within stone's throw of each other right now, but neither really know where they are because the Merrymen are flying rather low while the Rhinos are up a lot higher. And, you know, the metric ton of clouds that are separating the two.
Yes, that is of course correct. Neither of these teams are particularly invested in long range. I mean, well, the Merrymen not invested in long range at all. So they're just going to be, I'd imagine, relying on superior maneuverability in these tight canyons.
Well, especially with
Merrymen
the squid,
have not moved from that spot at all.
And neither have the Rhinos.
They obviously have some sort of a plan. Well, the Rhinos are inching forward.
Sliced Bread going a little bit forward here as well, probably trying to pick up maybe a spot if he can, but he's got to be a little bit careful like here. Because I think that Sliced Bread is poking out now.
Feeling their way towards each other.
And the Pow Big Mama should see it. I feel like that Sliced Bread should have been seen, or at least. Oh, there goes a flare.
There's the flare. And the jig is up, I think.
Yep. All right, so we should finally have an engagement here. So Pow Big Mama turning its carronade watch aside to the sliced bread and is going to take out that balloon of the sliced bread oh so quick
Oh,
here.
that was quick. That was very quick.
But that Watcher Barrage mainly just hits that rock face, so that really doesn't do anything. The Lud getting a little bit of shot off on the however it died, and where it's got died has to be careful here.
Yes, however we died, doing the smartest thing you can do with a squid, which is to avoid the enemy fire until you get that perfect engage.
Yeah, and Pal Big Mama trying to get its bearings straight here.
Oh dear, the sliced bread is going into a bad situation here, wisely pulling back, taking some Watcher shots, balloon already down. Oh, what are they putting in that carronade? Whatever it is, it's killing that balloon at the sliced bread almost instantly.
It looks like it's both heavy clip in both the carronade and the Hwacha that's going on there. The problem was that Hwacha shot actually, Hwacha barrage last there.
Oh, it augmented
hit basically everything but the hull. It hit a lot of balloon, so it didn't do too much as a follow up once the balloon was already down. All right, so sliced bread. Returning fire onto the Pal Big Mama. Finally, some return fire coming from the Merrymen here, as the however it died is still kind of skirting around here. You got to be real careful.
Yes. Oh, I think they're starting to fire that carronade on the Big Mama.
Yeah, the sliced
Big
bread.
Mama's balloon is down.
Sliced bread took a lot of damage from that Hwacha there, knocking out 2 engines and the gun. And we've got a little bit of a firefight here between Sliced Bread and the Lud.
Oh, superb piloting by Zill, as you'd expect.
Oh.
Blending down the Big Mama, then blending down the Lud. Oh, but now Have We Died's invested a bit too heavily. He's taken fire from both ships.
There's a little bit of a ram there, and that knocks off the arc of the Lud.
To go between them, blending down the Lud.
The sliced bread, however, is a lot of components still out, so it's got to be real careful, as those Hwacha shots just keep on hitting the balloon instead of components. Never something you want to do with a Hwacha.
This is great play by the Merrymen here.
The Lud is taking a lot of damage.
Using their superior maneuverability to their advantage, focus firing down the Lud. Yeah, the Lud's almost dead here.
Is however going to be able to pick this kill up? Is Lud going to be able to survive? Sliced bread under fire with that Hwacha once again, and Lud does go down as the first kill, so however we died does get on it there with that carronade Banshee combo, and now Big Mama is going to get pincered right in this little choke point right here.
Oh, now the focus fire going down, the power Big Mama. That was just amazing flying by the Merrymen there.
Yeah, Pow Big Mama now under a lot of fire here. As you see, balloon is lost, armor is down, taking that gat fire still. I don't know where the mortar was until now. There you go, but just a little bit too late there, as the Big Mama was able to get
Lud's
the armor
coming back in.
And I wonder if this is going to be the case where they just took too long to get the Pow Big Mama down. That mortar fire was missing for a long time, and the Lud is just going to get right back in here. So great job by the Pow Big Mama getting out of that really sticky situation there.
Oh, now whoever we died is in big trouble here.
Those mortar shots missing everywhere.
Just swoops right underneath. The Hwacha not doing any serious damage, swooping underneath the Power Big Mama as the sliced bread comes in on the Lud.
Just circling around the Lud there. The however we died, taking some shots.
Swooping underneath and now blending out the balloon of the Big Mama. The sliced bread continuing to fire in on the Lud.
Those Hwacha shots keep on going off on the however we died, but I haven't really seen it do too much. I mean, there's a single gun out, but I've actually expected that to do a lot more than it has. And
just look at the squid here. It starts blending down the Big Mama, then it swoops up to focus fire on the Lud.
And the Lud
give the sliced bread a slight advantage. Now the Lud's in big trouble.
Very big trouble here as its armor is down and mortar shots coming in, and those last few just don't hit in time. A lot of that hit was hitting the balloon once again.
This is how you're supposed to play the squid. You know, just hit and run, duck and dive. give your ally the advantage without letting your opponent hit you, and that's exactly what Zill's doing.
Yeah, the Lud still under fire by the Sliced Bread does go down once more, and there's a 2-0 lead for the Merry Men. Sliced Bread does have its balloon out. That carronade still doing work. Sliced Bread is in a lot of trouble now as its balloon is down. It is sinking and going to hit bottom there, but the Pow Big Mama also hits terrain, and now its balloon is out and it's going to start dragging around here, while the Sliced Bread still has some ways to fall.
Pow Big Mama's hugging that ground though. The balloon's out. Yeah. Hull's on fire. The Lud's coming back in.
Good job of repairing.
Oh, this might be a bad spawn for the Lud. Lud might be about to meat grind here. And the thing is, that squid will be able to chase him down if he does.
Yeah, Pow Big Mama just barely holding on still. Both of these ships just... they took way too long both of these times, but get it down just as the Lud arrives. It's almost like you're playing with your food in this case, just giving him a little bit of a sense that he can come back in and rescue his teammate, but gonna get caught out here. Now Pow Big Mama gets a well, not the worst spawn ever, but they are quite far away, and so the Lud's got to be real careful here as both of these ships are going to be right up on it. Ooh, and it hits the side, and I think they are stuck into the side of this canyon here. Wow, okay, that was interesting. Spun around real quick there and completely exploded. So
the Rhinos need to get into they need to gather up and get into a defensive posture here, because the Merry Men have just too much maneuverability. If they charge in, they'll use that superior maneuverability to their advantage.
Yep, and thankfully the Pow Big Mama did not charge forward like the Lud did this last time, so they are going to gather themselves back up here. And, you know, these 4-0 leads, while they're quite good for the team that has it, you cannot get too overconfident, because I've seen way too many comebacks from being 4-0 down to ever be quite comfortable until the game is actually over.
Oh, well, absolutely. I mean, still, the Merry Men's build here relies on perfect execution still. Like, that squid is very weak, and it's only because Zill is evading so well that it's staying alive, basically.
Yep, and now, well, this is kind of interesting. Are these... Okay, they are sitting. I thought for a second they were going to go back around almost towards their spawn. That was going to be a little bit confusing, but it looks like they are just going to, the Merry Men, I mean, going to set themselves up in the clouds in this area. But the However We Died is going back through this little gap over here, so they aren't going back towards their spawn, and I don't quite know why.
It looks like they're going towards that position. They were initially hoping to ambush the Rhinos in. And I think I know what I think. Just in those canyons, they've just got such a good ability to just skirt round all that cover, use the maneuverability towards their advantage. While wide in the open, not so much.
Sure, but my point is that the Rhinos are just going to sit in their own spawn now. I mean, I think they really do feel like the Merry Men are sitting somewhere on the clouds around here. So
I agree. I agree. The Rhinos are rattled. They're probably going to want to just want to sit back here.
So we'll see what happens here. Which side inches forward first? I don't know. I mean, on the one hand, I do understand what you're saying about the Merry Men wanting to use those canyons to their advantage. On the other hand, I really kind of feel like they just pulled back a little bit too far. I mean, maybe... I don't know. I still maybe would have pushed forward, see if you could get that last kill real quick, focus down a ship, and then, you know, if you do lose an engagement there, go down 4-2, you're still up by quite a lot, and at that point I think you can draw the Rhinos forward a little bit more than they are going to be right now.
Yes, the Rhinos are not moving. I think the Merry Men, if they did, it's kind of like you said there, they just skirt around, they can still surprise the Rhinos even in this position. Especially in there, if they come over the top, they come around the side of that big Big rock in C2, C1. It could still surprise the Rhinos.
Yep. Well, we'll see what
The Rhinos
happens.
must be really. Notice that Phelan. Let's have a look here. Phelan is not piloting. Now, what the Rhinos are doing is they're using the all-engineer galleon build, which I've seen become more and more popular lately. People just not taking pilots on a galleon. What do
Oh,
you
wait,
think of
wait,
that,
hold on,
Imagine?
hold on, hold
Look,
on.
look at it. Look at it.
Phelan
All
has the
engineers.
exact same color scheme that I chose for my engineer. That is copyrighted. I expect compensation for that, Phelan. I posted that in the catwalk thread on the forums. That is my colors. First of all, you're welcome. Second of all, God, ask me before you do so next time. I'm sorry. It's the exact same
S. Eve
outfit.
jumping up onto the
It's the
into the
exact same outfit
crow's
with the
nest
exact
here.
same colors.
The
Nobody
rhinos.
picks those colors but me.
Yes, yes. Well, I think we've got to the point. Thank you, Imagine.
You're welcome.
Finer instructing us on copyright law. But S. Eve, if you actually look up close in the Power Big Mummy, is actually running around on the top there. I
Yeah,
think the rhinos are starting to get bored.
possibly. I've never quite understood what that third deck up there for is for. I mean, it looks
Well,
nifty.
it's functionally useless, but it does look kind of cool.
Yeah,
It's nice to kind of have a ship you can explore.
I've run up around a few times there just to maybe do a little bit of spotting, but not quite anything else. Now the Merrymen are starting to do a little bit of an approach down that side that we talked about before, and we'll see if they
Hang
are going to
on.
go all the way into Blue Spawn. Maybe.
Haversack and Rear Admiral Zill. Haversack is saying 95%, 42%. Looks like 85% to me. Once it hits zero, we can fire the ultra laser. Okay. Oh dear.
It's a little bit of
Merry
banter
men.
going on.
Yeah, having a bit of fun banter. Well, of course, we like that.
Yep. So I think
Anyway, as I was trying to ask before you went on a tangent about copyright infringement,
yes, of
what
course.
do you think of the all engineer galleon that we've of course seen come into prominence lately?
So let's see. Steve is using, or I, I just want to call him Steve because that really sounds like it looks like that's what his name is supposed to be.
Mm-hmm.
But S. Eve, he's using a Phoenix Claw as his only pilot tool, and I mean it's hard to say because I feel like a lot of ships just gain so much from having at least a slight variety in tools. Whether it's uh, something like kerosene or moonshine, or something like drogue shoot or hydrogen, or some
Yeah,
sort of vertical
exactly.
movement. So while they are going to be able to turn, I I also don't quite know if Phoenix Claw is the best to take on this particular
This
ship.
this
As
is the thing.
really, are you going to really want to turn from a Hwacha carronade to a double Hwacha side that fast? I'm not entirely
This
sure.
is this is the thing. If you just take Phoenix Claw and you gimp your vertical maneuverability, no hydrogen, no drop shoot, the best way to kill a galleon is to just kind of hover, just over it out of its gun arcs, and just fire down on it. Now, if you deny yourself the hydrogen, then there's virtually nothing you can do about that, and it doesn't matter how much you can tank with the engineer because they can shoot you, but you can't shoot back. And
Yeah,
that's
yeah,
exactly what's happened with Zill and his squid. He's just ducked and dived under them. They got no vertical movement to compensate.
yeah, and also I feel like having some sort of speed booster, uh, it's really good for, of course, getting back into engagements, and not having that, you're really going to well, I mean, slow yourself down. I mean, essentially what you're saying is if I die and my teammates in there, we are conceding that second kill. That's what I feel like you're saying at that point.
Hmm. Yes. Um,
All right, so so
these
take
two.
take a look at this little setup that we're going on here. They are separated solely by this one rock that's somehow precariously perched up over here. They're
Yeah, that
right on
rock
the other side
doesn't
of
really
this.
make sense, does it? If you look at it, I mean, Oh wait, it is actually kind
Yeah,
of part of the
the
mountain, but
rock.
it's
Yeah, it looks
kind
like
of
it's
looks
just
like a
sitting
big
there.
sideways mushroom just sticking out the ground. Hmm. Oh well,
Oh,
geology
this could go
aside.
very badly for the Rhinos as they're gonna turn this corner right into the face of the Harvey died. And though
Oh, well,
they
those
must have known they were
splashers.
there. They must have seen him earlier. But the Pal Big Mama,
But the
uh,
Big Mama's balloon is already down. That carronade doing its job. Oh,
oh,
but
Harvey
however we die, getting
died.
focus fired here. However we die, it's got to evade.
Are they gonna be able to
A
get up
few
before
more to
those
show.
mortar shots get in?
Oh,
Yes, they
drop
are.
shoot, dropping right down. Zill actually taking cover behind the Big Mama. He's taking cover behind the blue team's allied ship.
Yeah, they have to be kind of careful though, because they are on that broadside with those double watches, and uh, two watcher bursts can absolutely destroy a squid. Now the sliced bread and the
Oh,
lead
there we
fighting
go.
around.
The Have We Died's balloon's down. The heavy carronade's found its mark.
Ooh, and
Oh,
the
Have We Died's gonna crash. Oh, it's crashed into the ground. But can Sliced Bread pick up a quick kill on the Lud here before the Big Mama recovers?
I'm not quite sure of this. They are in quite a lot of trouble. They're actually going through tar right now as well.
Oh, but they're switching fire. Looks to me like they're trying to escape.
Yeah, at this
Yep,
point, getting
Sliced
out of
Bread's
here
gonna.
is going to be good.
Oh, won it,
Ooh,
but two engines are down though.
it's a combination of tar and
Oh, but
watcher
the
shots.
Have We Died's already back in. That's the
Yeah.
advantage of the squid, that incredible speed. You're never alone for too long.
And they're going to be able to get right up on the lead here, knocking knocking that balloon out as fast as they can. Not quite out yet, but their presence is being felt already, and the sliced bread is going to get away
Ah,
here.
but he's distracting the Lud. He's giving the sliced bread time to recover.
Dropping a
He's
few
fired a
mines here.
mine behind him. There we go. The Lud may be about to hit one of those. And he does. Good drive-by mine there on the Lud.
Oops,
Setting a load of fires, taking out a gun, damaging the hull and the balloon.
yeah, Pow Big Mama shooting off that Watcher once more, not doing too much at it whatsoever. The Lud is now under fire by the sliced bread returning fire as well, and we'll see who can get this first. However, we died absorbs a lot of that Watcher shot into its balloon, doesn't do too much, and the Lud is in so much trouble here as these two ships are smelling blood in the water here. They are trying to get the Lud down into the ground while the Pal Big Mama is just kind of circling around, not quite sure too much of what to do.
Zill knows he can eat. Oh,
Oh, however we died is in a lot
Tell
of
a
trouble
lie.
here. As its armor is down, it's... I really would have liked to see it. Watch a
Oh,
shot.
the Lud's armor's down as well. The squid's dead, but the Lud about to die. One
And
more
there
shot will
it
do
goes,
it.
and
He's done it.
final shots coming in. However we died, serving as this little bit of a sacrificial lamb there, but does keep the sliced bread alive and out of that watch of fire. And the sliced bread finishes off the lead for a 5-2 victory here for the Merry Men. So it's a 1-0 lead for the Merry Men in this first match of the Sunday Rumble.
And it's on Battle on the Dunes.
Yeah, Battle on the Dunes, not personally my favorite map. I feel like it's just a little bit too open, even with the clouds that were added. But let's get a rundown of ships. First, on the Merry Men side, we've got once more the However We Died, Zill flying the Squid with a carronade, Banshee, and a mine launcher. On the sliced bread, piloted by Mr. Lambert, we've got the Gat mortar on one side, double Merc on the other, with a Artemis up front. On the Lud, piloted by Slaws, we've got Gat mortar, Banshee Hades. That's quite interesting. And a beacon flare gun on the front, and on the Pow Big Mama, once again piloted by S. Eve, we've got the Hwacha carronade double Hwacha Gatling barking dog carronade in the back. So not really any change from the well, actually, never mind. We did get the Lud with that Banshee Hades side, which is I'm not quite sure what to make of that one, to be quite honest.
Yeah, well, I suppose it's like more dynamic sniping, I suppose. However, it's falling short of the however we died right now.
Yep, and so are
Now,
those watcher shots.
if I was the Rhinos at this point, I'd be thinking, hey, that squid's got quite a lot of maneuverability. We might need something to compensate for that. However, they're sticking to their guns.
Yeah, absolutely.
Again, quite literally in this case. I think this might be a mistake. I think maybe double junker with like a bit more gap mortar. Have the maneuverability to quite easily focus fire down that squid. But in the last game, we just saw however we died ducking and diving beneath that galleon. And I think we may see that again.
Yeah, and we're having some of those Mercury fires taking out an engine there, being just generally annoying, and all the Hades fire that was going on the however we died were either missing high, missing low. It's already fairly hard to hit with the Hades, especially at the long distances, and to hit a squid with it is just going to be even more difficult. So let's see, we are getting the Rhinos going behind this. Now what did you call this? Is this the Not Leviathan?
I call the one in Dunes the Not Leviathan.
The one in
Sorry, the
Dunes,
one in
right.
Duel the Not Leviathan.
Right,
But you
right.
could call this the Not Leviathan too.
I'm gonna call this the Not Juggernaut, just because that somewhat rhymes as
It's
well.
good calling things the not something because there's an awful lot of things that something is not, so it leaves you lots of options. Anyway, the squid going low here as the blood going low, mama going high.
Yeah. So Rhino's definitely going to try to take advantage of whatever debris they can on this map to block shots. A sliced bread sitting out in the open over there,
Well,
firing off those Mercuries at the Pal Big Mama, who's for some reason coming way, way, way forward here. They are just charging
way
on
ahead
forth,
of the Lud.
and the Lud is
Oh my
way
goodness,
behind.
This could backfire catastrophically here.
As the However We
As
Died
the However
now
We
sitting on
Died-
top of the Pal Big Mama, popping that balloon. The Lud is still nowhere to be found, and the Pal Big Mama is just in the middle of this line of fire here. Is it going to be able to survive? We'll kind of find out here. The Lud finally getting into the action. We'll see if it's just a little bit too late. The Pal Big Mama staying alive, not having too much damage done to it.
Sliced bread, I think, should have switched out its mercs ages ago.
Yeah, absolutely. But the However We Died now is in a lot of trouble as that cat has come in, shredding its hull to pieces, but getting away. And the Pal Big Mama is stuck not in a very good position here as the Sliced Bread and the Lud now firing away at each other. That is just massive amounts of chaos going on right there. Lud, I feel like, is getting a little bit of a worse of it as its armor is the first to go down. Are those mortar shots going to be able to come in? Or Sliced Bread is just sitting on top of the Lud, constantly plowing it down into the ground is what I was trying to say there.
However We Died has already blended down the Big Mama, though, just as the Big Mama was getting up to support the Lud.
Yep, the Sliced Bread
It's
did
just
lose
that
its armor.
squid just dodges out and carronades again, just over and over, and there's nothing the Rhinos can do about it.
Oh, the Lud has its beat on the However It Died, getting that armor down once more. And However We Died going into that cloud and just cannot get away. Mortar shots running in just a little too late. And now the Sliced Bread is going to provide a little bit of support for the However We Died. How Big Mama coming in with that watch for fire, doing a fairly good job there. However We Died, and there's a lot of trouble here as the Slud is just sticking right to it. And we'll see if the However We Died can escape out of here.
Needs to take the opportunity.
Yeah, well, the problem with the Sliced Bread is that it's got a lot of components down. It's missing some engines. Its maneuverability is really missing at this point. Missing a few guns as well. What is it? Okay, it looks like one of the field guns and an Artemis is out currently. And However We Died, however, still skirting around here. And the Lud now is the one that's taking a lot of fire here.
Focus fire on the Luds.
Hades shots coming in, but at this close range, that Hades is going to do nothing, and the Lud does go down. A few Watcher shots onto the However It Died does absolutely nothing, and the Pow Big Mama is sitting out in the open here.
However We Died just strafed past the Big Mama's line of fire there. just its sheer speed, just shrugging off all those Hwacha rockets. Very hard to hit a squid with a Hwacha that's like moving full pelt across your line of fire.
Yeah, especially hitting it where you want to. I mean, while you're running around there, ooh, they're getting actually onto the carronade side, and that's not where you want to be. On being on that double watcher side, you might do well, and ooh, that's a pretty good tar there. Um, Pow Big Mama is just
Yeah, it's
stuck in the
taken out a
middle of
lot of
this. Oh my
components.
God. Yeah, it's
Yeah,
taking
that
out
was kind of adding
absolutely
insult to injury
everything.
there.
Yeah.
Every absolute the
The Lud,
complete lack of
however,
maneuverability.
the Lud, however, has come back on
Really?
in here and is trying to flag down however we died, but it's not going to do that well. The Pow Big Mama just
As
in
long
all
as
sorts of
however we
trouble.
can die can just down here, Sliced Bread will easily be able to take down the crippled Big Mama.
And Big Mama,
Especially if however we died sit back to give some focus fire on the Big Mama.
which it looks
Which is
like it
what
is
it's
trying to
doing.
do. Yeah, there you go. There you see that balloon getting shot down. That is courtesy of the carronade from the however we died. Big Mama's going downwards again, and Lud trying its best to provide as much fire as it possibly can. I feel like the Merrymen are just doing a little bit too much unfocused fire here, or switching targets too often. They're just not quite sticking to one target for long enough. Powig Mama's still
I
hanging out, doing quite alright,
I
all
think
things
that the
considered.
Merrymen though the genius of the strategy of the Merrymen is that they keep switching targets. That squid just it blends one down and then blends down the other. It lets the slicing bread deal that killing DPS blow, and it's working for them.
Well, fair enough. Only one kill so far, so we'll see if it does continue to work for them, or if this guiding me in Rhinos,
You
or
just
turn the tables here.
you can't treat a squid like any other kind of ship. Because you
Ooh, and the
can't
log goes down
tank. You
once
can
more to
only
the sliced
evade.
bread with those mortar shots. And the Pow Big Mama now, I think it will finally meet its doom here. Although the sliced bread is sitting inside of this dust cloud, and you can see
It's
it
not very
losing.
helpful.
Yeah, you can see it losing guns. Three of them already out. However, how he died is
A
trying to
big
stick to his Pow Big Mama. Let's see, where is the spawn for the Lud? It was fairly far away, but it is chugging its way back in here as quick as it possibly can. Pow Big Mama,
Indeed it
the
is.
fact that the Pow Big Mama has been able to survive this entire time is, I mean, just a testament to how well, how good their engineers are. But I think they finally got stuck too far into the ground here. Nice little watcher fire coming out from there, but it's just a little bit too late. And now the Lud is, well, well, thankfully it didn't come in all the way. It'll just turn right back around and scoot on out of there, as it is a 3-0 lead for the Merrymen in this match. I mean,
Wow,
this
I'm just amazed.
this is going to be a little bit of a conundrum for the Rhinos, because they can't really sit all that far back. I mean, number one, that squid can close ground as quick as, well, any, or quicker than really any other ship, and those double merc side on the sliced bread is still in their minds as well.
Yeah, and the Power Big Mama's going to take for well, yeah, the Power Big Mama's basically got to leave the Lud for dead here. There's no way it's going to get in time to save it. That's a
Uh,
terrible spawn for the Power Big Mama.
it was a pretty bad spawn, but I
No,
don't think it'll.
come on, imagine.
The Lud.
No,
No, no. What I'm
no
saying is
way,
the
no
Lud's the
way.
Lud's doing quite all right. I mean, its balloon is down, but it hasn't taken really any sort of damage, and the Pow Big Mama is already here. So, while it did get a pretty bad spawn, the Lud isn't dead quite yet. Although it is being sat on now, and we'll see if the Pow Big Mama can actually come in here and save the Lud. But the Lud is just taking so much fire right
Well,
now.
it's alive as a ship with no balloon, no armor, and
and
indeed
and
is dead
and in the
can be.
ground and
Um,
getting mortared. Yeah, I mean, oh, that is so much Watcher Fire doing almost absolute. Those double watches, which all it
but the
did was knock
tar
out.
once more, the perfectly placed tar.
Yeah, I really feel like these two matches, a lot of this has had to do with mostly ineffectual Watcher Fire. I mean, as you saw, it has done a work a couple of times, but for the fact that there's three Watchers on that ship, there has not been nearly enough disabling, in my opinion. And now the Pow Big Mama is getting set up on. Now the Lud got a fairly decent spawn here. Uh, it might just be able to get back in here, but the Pow Big Mama is being set on into the ground over here. Balloon's not going anywhere. Fire and death raining up from above, and that is going to be a 5-0 victory for the Zill's Merry Men. So they do take this match down. Congratulations to them. They win out 2-0. Of course, we do run best of threes here, so fantastic job by the Merry Men and a good showing in this match. And the first time they participated didn't go all that well for them, but this time around they do take out the Invading Rhinos fairly handily. The 5-2 and 5-0 score.